How to find out the bobbin color of your vintage PAF without taking the cover off. Coming up. Okay, so you've got a vintage PAF and you want to know what the bobbin color is underneath the cover. Or perhaps you have a very good reproduction PAF and you just got to know what are the color of the bobbins under the cover. Well, it can be done. You can check it, and I'm going to show you how to check it relatively safely without removing the cover. What I'm going to show you here, I'll show you how to check bobbin color without undoing any solder joints. If you had a vintage PAF and you had original solder joints, once those are gone, you've now devalued the pickup, so you don't want to remove it for that reason. Vintage PAF, repro, doesn't matter. Leave the cover on. You're protecting the pickup. Also, it just sounds a little better to me. And let's start here. I've got my iPhone set up here. I'm going to try to take some close-ups. I've got one of our throwback repros here that I'll use for illustrative purposes. But we're going to start by backing out one of the adjustable pull screws. This is just a simple matter. Again, you want to be super careful because, you've got a screwdriver next to the cover of your pickup. You could scratch it. Be super careful. Always use the correct size screwdriver. So we recommend this Lutz 15-in-1 screwdriver. It's got a bunch of bits on it for pull screw, height adjustment. It's got a little ratcheting lever there on it. We find it handy. But it's got a bit that's just the right size for a adjustable pull screw. So we're going to use that. Now I'll take a close-up here. The idea is we're going to back one screw out and then see what color the plastic is underneath. There's a little recessed area here underneath the screw. By the way, I'm cradling the screwdriver with my fingers. This is a good way to just make sure you're not running the risk of slipping for something like this. If you have the pickup out of the guitar, obviously. Now, again, obviously, you don't need to remove the pickup out of the guitar to find this out. All right, let's zoom in here. See if I can. Maybe as far as I can go. Yeah, okay, so that is black plastic there. If it were white, cream, vintage ivory, bone, whatever you want to call it, it would be quite obvious underneath there that that was the color of the plastic. Let me just back it out just a little bit. All right. Yep. Okay, so we know that. Let's put the screw back in. Again, kind of cradle the screwdriver with your fingers. If you're doing this with it in the guitar, be super, super careful. All right. Okay, so we know we've got a black screw bobbin for this pickup. We want to find out what the slug bobbin is. Now we're going to just remove just one little brass screw here on the back. We're going to peer through that hole. And the hole is large enough that you can just make out the color of the plastic through the hole, if you've got enough light. And one kind of note to think about is if you know your pickup's wax potted, this part is not possibly going to work for you because that hole will be clogged with wax. You might need to take a toothpick to clean it out to get a clearer view. Whether or not that works, you'll find out. But now, we're talking about removing a brass screw here. It's soft metal. You've got to be super careful. And you're removing it from a brass wood screw that is threaded into plastic. If we're talking about a vintage PAF, very often those are just barely biting into the plastic. They might even be stripped. So you might find this out So proceed with caution and be ready to handle any surprises that you might not want. But it may just be fine. But that's your warning. Okay, now we're going to use a small Phillips head screwdriver. A nice fine one like this is the right size for the screw, the brass screw. But also a smaller screwdriver like this keeps you from over torquing the screw and stripping the plastic when the screw goes back in. So get yourself a smaller screwdriver like this that has a smaller handle so you don't over torque the screws. All right, let's see if I can show this here. Okay, we're going to do this one right here. Put a little downward pressure on it. These should not be in here super tight. Okay. All right, so we want to look through that hole. I don't think I've got enough light here to make it show up on camera. So I will get a flashlight and we can see through there. Hopefully, and find out what the color of that bobbin is. Okay, that is a cream bobbin or a white bobbin. And put the screw back in. And now we know we've got a zebra pickup here. No need to take the cover off. Okay, when we tighten this, we just want to snug it down to the base plate, and that's good. No more than that is needed. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. This one's zebra. No cover had to come off. Okay, if you found this helpful, please click like, click subscribe. We always like that. Click the bell if you want notifications of future videos. And once again, thanks for letting Throwback be part of your search for great guitar tone.